This is Hawaii Matters. My name's Kathy with a K. I'm your host, and I am sitting with Jeff Hubbard, Kauai native, man of the world, a dad, and also with his brother Dave Hubbard, started a bodyboard kind of appreciation of ocean company called Hubb Boards, a play on their name, Hubbard, Hubbard. Jeff Hubbard, welcome. I hope all things are well in your world.
Thank you, Kathy. Yeah, they're very well. I'm back in Hawaii. We had a European vacation with my family, so this is nice to come home and be back in Hawaii. Definitely missed it.
What's it like in Europe in 2024? Right now we are recording in August.
It was a nice trip to see family and do a little work, see distributors and accounts over there that we sell to for Hubb Boards, and then also to have a family vacation. So we kind of tied everything in. We went all over Europe and beautiful. Some places were really nice. Some places were very busy and touristy. Mm-hmm. So that was really interesting. Some of the places were just so busy and just crazy crowded with tourists, which was cool. You know, we're there as tourists as well. So it was nice to see some of these places. It was very hot. Did some research and knew it was going to be hot, but when you're there and feel the heat, 100-degree heat, it's like, oh, it's a different dry heat, like Vegas, 100-degree dry heat. Some places is really hot and pretty crazy, pretty cool.
Jeff Hubbard, are you still professionally bodyboarding and competing?
Yep, I'm still a professional bodyboarder. I don't get to compete as much on the tour or anything these days. I'm just mostly hands-on with, the business, developing products, surfing is bodyboarding as much as I can in the ocean on the North Shore, here in the South Shore in Hawaii, wherever I get to, just because my family obligations kind of keep me tied down at the moment, which is wonderful. I get to have fun. Like yesterday in the afternoon, I get to take my daughter bodyboarding, so it's really cool to go to the beach with the family as much as I can and go bodyboard pipelining in the winter, the North Shore, or Sandy's in the summer. It's wonderful.
Hawaii Matters. My name's Kathy with a K, here with Jeff Hubbard. Of Kauai, are you on Oahu, or are you kind of like you have a home and friendships across all of the islands, so you kind of live literally across Hawaii?
We're Ewa Beach. I'm living in Ewa Beach, so that's really nice. It's mini suburb, so it's kind of like an outer island. It feels like you can kind of just stay there and do your own thing, which is if you need to. So that's pretty cool. It kind of reminds me of a little outer island down there.
Yeah, was that hiding in plain sight?
Yes, Ewa Beach, exactly. Hey, everyone can see it. Everyone asks me, "Where's Ewa Beach?" I just described. Well, if you're in Waikiki, you just look over to the right. You'll see that coastline over there. That's where it is.
It's one of those places on Oahu. It's like, if it sounds too far, it might be.
It might be, exactly.
Jeff Hubbard, bodyboarding becomes body surfing if you don't have a leash on your board.
Yeah, exactly. You're going to lose your board. You're going to body surf real quick. So we're pretty good at body surfing.
Because of your love and success in the world of bodyboarding, you were able, at what point, to create the Hubb Keiki Fest? Do you remember what year it started? And
I think, right now this is like the 16th annual. That was the year we started it, 2007, and because we missed a year from COVID, so that's why we're that's why we're at 16th annual this year. So I always remember 16, miss a year, and I do my math. I guess I did go to school at some point, so let's remember our addition and subtraction. So 2007 was the first year it started. So 16th annual this year, so it's great. It's amazing. So I guess I just won my first world title in 2006, so that's why I remember I did it in 2007, the year after, and that's how I was like, okay, it's time to start giving back. That's an event that used to happen in some sort of capacity there at Sherwood's. Like they used to have a bodyboarding event. I just kind of brought it back and made it free and made it something fun for the community, and focused on the keikis, free to get the youth involved and to let them have an opportunity to learn the sport and engage with their friends and peers at the beach with their family on a boogie board, and it just kind of creates these memories, and some of the kids it really resonates with and sticks with, and they're able to bodyboard and take that every afternoon and go bodyboard and have fun with their friends and kind of continue that lifestyle. And some of them are even turn professional at some point, and we've had kids come up all the way winning the boys event, 12 and under, and now they're semi-professional bodyboarders winning professional events here in Hawaii. So it's pretty great to see that.
You just heard from Jeff Hubbard of Hubb Boards. We're talking about Hubb's Keiki Fest. Sherwood's, which is out Waimanalo side. When you're a kid, that is far.
So
from
far.
Kaneohe to Waimanalo. This is Hawaii Matters. I'm Kathy with a K, here with Jeff Hubbard. What are the requirements? How can families sign up for the Hubb's Keiki Fest 2024?
Well, it's a free event, so there's the sign up is literally just going online at liveheats.com, and then you type in our name Kaikeha, or you can type in Hubb's Keiki Fest, either one, and that the event will pop up, and then you can click on what division your child should be registered in, whether it's boys 13 to 15, boys 12 and under, girls 16 and under, or a tandem division where the adults go with the really little kids and can ride with them. That's the 4 divisions, and they can go in there and register for free. It's pretty simple. Just you have to have a computer and be online.
Do the children need any kind of insurance waivers? What's their level of, because there's some kids that I love the confidence, just like, no, I can, let me go. And it's just like, if you're at Ala Moana Beach Park, that's not exactly, the kind of waves, even though you are on a boogie board, love the enthusiasm. So is there any kind of prerequisite?
There's no prerequisite. There's you have to sign a waiver. The parents have to, sign a waiver at the time that morning of, and online, I think there was a waiver to sign as well. I think the prerequisite is basically just that the child is confident and they want to do it and they want to give it a go. So, and there's lifeguards at the beach. We have lifeguards on staff. So everyone's there taking care. Our eyes are all in the water. So, right there, if they're entering in the contest with the jersey, they're going to be supervised by us for during those, 10-minute heats. We make sure that if they're in the contest, they're safe for sure.
The Hubb's Keiki Fest, can you give me the date again? And what's the deadline for sign up?
There's only a certain number of spots per division, and the date is September 21st, Saturday, September 21st, and the sign up is open now until it fills.
This is Hawaii Matters. I'm Kathy with a K, talking with Jeff Hubbard. When we're talking about the Hubb's Keiki Fest, bodyboarding, and out Waimanalo, being able to read the water. There's so many pockets of Waimanalo Beach. The stretch is just like, the sand is amazing, and there are so many places where it can be placid compared to other sections where there might be wave activity, which is what I like. It's like the softer, the better, the water action. How did you get involved in particular into bodyboarding? Some folks just take to the water and it's surfing, or like these days it's stand-up paddling or canoe paddling, becoming a sailor. It's the gamut. Like, thankfully, we have so many ways to enter into water sport appreciation. But for bodyboarding for you, Jeff, how did that begin?
So bodyboarding for me began at the beach, going down to the beach with my family, and you just go down there naturally. A boogie board just would appear. You just part of the family, right? Okay. It's just kind of like, it's one of those things that I think almost every family in Hawaii has as a bodyboard. And so you'll go down to the beach and you just play on it. And then as I got older, we had friends that would bodyboard, and so I'd hang out with them and I'd go bodyboard with them. He'd go bodyboard with my brothers. I have brothers, so we'd all be going in the water. My dad would always be taking us down to the beach after school and let off some steam, run around and play in the water.
Burn that energy.
Yeah, exactly. Burn the energy off, get hungry for dinner. So that was kind of our thing. So we just would have friends we'd take to the beach. My peer group as I got older were bodyboarders, and the older kids I looked up to at the beach were bodyboarders. So that's why I kind of continued it. I mean, I tried surfing, I tried body surfing, I did, tried everything, but I stuck with bodyboarding because that was the kind of the peer group that I was associated with, and I just fell in love with the sport that way.
Jeff Hubbard, originally from Kauai, can you share names of spots that you would go to hone your craft?
Right, Kalapaki Beach, that's where I grew up bodyboarding, and so that's, right there, now Willy Willy, right, there's always been a hotel there right in that little bay, and I'd just go down and surf in those little pockets from the shoreline all the way out to the reefs, in that little bay. So everywhere in that little bay I used to surf as a kid, bodyboard, play around in. Very, special, easy place to learn because there are so many little places to learn.
Again, this is Hawaii Matters. My name's Kathy with a K, talking Hubb's Keiki Fest 2024 with Jeff Hubbard. Being in the middle of the Pacific, I think it's assumed that everybody knows how to swim, that they can read water conditions, all that kind of stuff. Do you feel comfortable talking about general water safety for people who are wanting to get more into the water?
Yes, I mean, I think as a bodyboarder, someone who goes in the ocean all the time, you're very attuned to what's happening in the water, whether it's currents, rip currents, winds, tides, everything. Where the danger spots are, the shallow reefs, the the rock sticking up. You always have to be aware of what's going on around you. So you're really in tune with it. Mm-hmm. So that's something I think you need to learn as you become more involved with the water, and you start to learn that pretty quickly if you want to like enjoy surf or enjoy riding waves at certain spots more, because you learn that some spots break at low tide or some spots break at high tide. So you have to start learning the water movements and the winds. You realize, the winds are better for this spot at, with this direction wind. So you start to understand how the weather relates, how everything's kind of moving. If it's too big, maybe there's too much rip current and it's too choppy. Mm-hmm. So you really start to learn that as a bodyboarder. And that's something I think that's really great for most people as they get involved in the ocean. If they start to take more notice of what's happening around them, that they'll be safer in general.
Jeff, you're a dad. How old are your two Keiki?
My son is 16 months and my daughter's 7.
You were saying how you take your daughter, your 7-year-old daughter, out to bodyboard. When you became a dad and you and your wife wanted to introduce her to the water, did you have any kind of tempering of your enthusiasm? Or were you have a certain layer of caution? It's just like getting into the water. How old was she, and what would you suggest for, other families that want to bring their children into the water? Is there a general average age to introduce kids to the water? And
that's a great question. I think it depends on the parents' level of comfort in the water. I think that would be the first thing, and also where you're bringing the kids to. I mean, it's obviously nice where it's like the water's warmer. The younger they are, the warmer it is, the better, right? And then the more calm, right? If the flatter it is when the kids are really young, the better, right? I brought my daughter in went pretty early on when after she was born, starting her getting used to going in the water, and she naturally, really liked it. So that was really great. It was just really baby steps, and you just kind of take it slowly and see how they like it, and basically never force it on them. Hey, if you want to go, you come in the water with me. If we take them in, you start crying. Okay, it's not today. You don't like it. That's fine. Never something we tried to push on the kids. We just gave them the opportunity to be out there, and if they liked being in the water, we'd let them play more. If they didn't, well, we pack up and go home.
Parents and guardians, fear not if there is an incident at the beach where your child wants to take a break, to always come in. What about swim lessons? Is that something that you would suggest?
Of course.
Yeah?
Being in Hawaii, I think swim lessons are great. Or if if you're a good teacher and you can teach your child to swim, that's really great too. If you have the time and you know how to do it correctly, that's really positive. I think just, swim lessons is wonderful. I mean, being in Hawaii and being around the water, it's just, something that you wouldn't stress more than giving your kids swim lessons if it's possible.
I was just thinking right now that beach etiquette, especially if you're not familiar with a beach and its tides, if you see a lifeguard tower, would it make sense to go up to a lifeguard tower? It's like, hi, I have kids, just letting you know that we're out here. I know you're busy, checking that out.
I think, it's always nice to find out if you're not familiar with the beach and you go to a new beach and there's a lifeguard. It's always great to talk to them. That's what they're there for, to help keep people safe. So, the more preventative they can be by informing you of the dangers and what to do and not to do, it's super helpful for them, because then they don't have to maybe tell you or go rescue you because they've already told you to stay out of this current zone, so you stay out, and then they don't have to rescue you later on. So definitely, speak to lifeguards before entering the water at a new place that you're not familiar with. I definitely recommend that highly.
This is Hawaii Matters. I'm Kathy with a K, continuing our conversation about Hubb Keiki Fest 2024 at Sherwood's in Waimanalo with Jeff Hubbard. There's so many great beaches. There are times when folks want to venture out, and if they're at a pier or a harbor, if you see boats, if you see things with propellers or sails, or even paddlers, the right of way, some people assume it's just like, well, I'm a swimmer, so I have the right of way. But, you have to keep in mind the safety, because these people are also doing an activity, and some of those waterways, the dominant factor is those vessels. Can you, Jeff, give any helpful pointers for people who just may not understand the hierarchy of certain waterways?
That's a great question. I think the main thing is, you want to stay away from, busy waterways where there's boats and propellers and things going in and out. Obviously, you don't want to be in that in that situation. If you're paddling next to some waves and the waves are far enough away from where the boats are going in and out, that could be okay, but you have to be aware of them. I also, there's a lot of spots here on Oahu, I think Kewalo Basin and, Ala Bowls and near Kaiser's, and even in Waikiki, the boats are going in and out, right? So, in Waikiki, it's probably even harder. There's the boats going in and out for all the tours, so you really have to be aware of where they are, and like if the boats are coming in, it's a little daunting for sure. I've been out there and oh boy, with my daughter, and okay, here come the boats. Make sure you're not anywhere near them when they come to the shore or in the lineup. So it's definitely something to always keep aware of, and to know if you're near areas with boats and propellers, just to be head on a swivel and make sure you and your loved ones are in a safe place.
Yeah. Nobody is trying to injure anybody else. They are not trying to dominate the water. It's really understood that everybody just wants to be out on the water, but it's like on our roadways, everybody who takes part in any activity, we have to choose to be mindful and respectful both ways equally. But yeah, anything with a motor, just avoid that area. Talking with Jeff Hubbard, water safety, and also Hubb's Keiki Fest 2024 happening at Sherwoods in September. I'm Kathy with a K with Hawaii Matters. One more thing, can you suggest a rash guard or some kind of color, like a top that would pop out in the water? So, just for that safety kind of thing. Are there colors that kind of?
Oh yeah. Yellow or any bright color. Okay. If you're wearing that in the lineup, that's really helpful for safety, so people can see you. If you're in trouble, someone can see you and get to you really quick. You're wearing white. If you're face down in the white water, it's hard to see you, right? And so I think yellow is a great safety color. Brighter the better. Easier to spot, and if you put your kids in a bright color, you can identify them a little easier. So that's really nice.
When I first heard about the Hubb's Keiki Fest, I thought healthy competition, and then just to see examples of like what else I can do on my bodyboard.
Exactly, and watching their peer group, right? That's another thing. Like they get to go to the beach, so the kids get to show up at the contest, and they'll get to see other kids at their same age, maybe doing some moves that they haven't learned to do yet, and having fun. And so when you get there and you see other kids having so much fun, it really just pumps you up to go to the beach again and like, wow, I can experience this, and look how much fun it is for all of us. You get kind of addicted to it, and then it helps, later on. So you're not stuck at home on the iPad. You're not stuck at home on the screen. You're getting out, getting healthy. You're not running around in the streets, making trouble. You're actually doing something that's fun in the water and being really healthy too, right? It's a really healthy exercise. Bodyboarding, you use all your muscles. And so it's really, really good, healthy lifestyle, I feel like. So it's good to introduce the kids to a healthy lifestyle, and it's just a nice, easy way to do it.
The healthy competition of like seeing somebody make a move. I had read, and actually later I was just like, what is this aerial 720 thing that Jeff Hubbard's known for? Right now in 2024, very limited amount of people who can execute this move. Who were the examples that you saw in real life that inspired you to be like, I can do that?
So when I was coming up on Kauai, I used to watch videos of little older bodyboarders than me, guys who are already professional from Kauai, called the Kauai Classic, Chris Burkhardt, Kyle Milagro, Harry Antipolo, guys like that. So they already had videos, and so as a younger kid, I would watch them do some really cool moves, and I could learn my tricks by watching their videos. The VHS tapes, you put it in and press play. And then as I got older, I started to invent my own moves, and was the first guy to do a 720 and air forward to Rolos. I was kind of the inventor of a whole lot of moves that guys are doing. Some guys can do now, some some guys have yet to perfect. So it's pretty nice to be able to lead a generation and kind of continue that forefront. But kids can really easily nowadays they could watch what we post on YouTube or online and go and learn that. So it's pretty cool. As I got older and got to be more close to professional, it was very purposeful. And some guys, when I was younger, my dad would video us at the beach, and so we'd get to watch when we were younger, and that always helped, watching tape of what we do, and you could learn what your mistakes, and then watching others, you'd see how they would do things. And then as we would get older, we had people videoing us and putting that in movies and whatnot. So we had people already videoing us, see what we were going to do. So, we would be able to go back and look at that footage as well, which was nice.
That's really cool. Jeff Hubbard of Hubb Boards. Remember the Keiki Hubb Fest 2024, Sherwood's in Waimanalo. We'll have more information in our bio. Another question I had about water safety. Is there a universal sign to save your voice in the water if anybody does need assistance?
I mean, usually you're just trying to signal to the beach from, you're waving your arms really frantically as best you can, like to get attention. Because if you're waving your arms out in the water, usually someone will see the motion. If there's a lifeguard on beach, or even if there's no lifeguard on beach, someone might be able to be on the beach and recognize you need help. That's kind of the universe, as far as I know. I mean, I'm sure there might be other more direct ones, like from boating and stuff, but for just being in trouble in the water, you're just waving your hands around frantically, as high as you can to be able to get someone to take notice of you so they can come help you.
Jeff, you want to talk about any of the sponsors involved with Hubb Keiki Fest 2024?
Yes, we got some great sponsors that always help us make this contest possible. We're really, really lucky to be able to bring it to the community. So the sponsors that help us do that are we're very, very blessed and thankful to them. The Outrigger Duka Hanamoku Foundation, they've been helping us since day one almost, at least 14 years. We've been funded by them for this event. We have Kamehameha Schools giving us some help, which is really nice. Hawaiian Tourism Authority helping us out a little bit, and Waikai Lagoon, with the wave pool, they're helping us sponsor this year. That's really nice. Obviously, Hubb Boards are, I'm sponsoring it as well. Wow. Diamond Bakery, we have Hawaiian Island Creations, Triad, Kicks, Bomber, Virtua Sun Care. So we've got a whole lot of local sponsors that love to help us out, and it's a real blessing. Thanks to them.
Support local.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jeff Hubbard, Hubb Boards, and Hubb Boards, HUBBOARDS.com.
Hubbboards.com. That's right.
Thanks, Jeff Hubbard, and this is Hawaii Matters. To share or replay this episode, you can search Hawaii Matters online, on YouTube, and where you enjoy podcasts. For Pacific Media Group, I'm Kathy with a K. Mahalo.